there, YouTube. This is Michael with Michael Mays Leatherworks, and today I'm back with you with a video about saddle stitching. I've got a lot of really nice comments and a few different requests to do this video, so I figured with today's sponsor being who they are and what it is, today would be a great day to go ahead and get that video out. Speaking of the video sponsor, the sponsor of today's video again is going to be Chisels Leather. They sent me this really nice set of pricking irons. This is a 3.38 millimeter set. It comes with a little sample of string. You have a care card that it comes with inside, and as you can see, it has really nice packaging. Your pricking irons come packaged as so you've got a little finger groove to get them out. Shipping was relatively fast. I mean, they are coming from China, but a few weeks, I believe, from the time of them being shipped, I did receive them, so that's not bad at all. Now, if you do like these products, there will be a link to them in the description, to their website and directly to this product. I'll give you guys my thoughts on it as we go through the video and actually use it. But a shout out to them for doing that, much appreciated. Now let's get into the video. Now, for saddle stitching, you don't need a whole lot of things. There are a few things, of course, that are going to be required. First of all, you're going to need some leather. You're going to need either a set of pricking irons, an awl, or some other method of making your holes. You're going to need some sewing needles. Remember, the ones for leather are blunt. They don't have sharpened tips. You're also going to need either a stitch groover or something like a set of wing dividers to create your lines for sewing. That's important so that you've got nice consistency. And then, of course, you're going to need thread. This is Ritza 0.6 millimeter tiger thread. And you're going to need a hammer or a mallet of some kind. Now, do keep in mind, when you're using tools like this, never use a metal hammer, as you'll end up mushrooming the end. And even tools like this, which are nicely made, you can see, I mean, it's got a nice swell on it here. It's thick. But if you sit here and you pound on this with a metal hammer, you're going to end up mushrooming this out. But as far as getting a good consistent saddle stitch, these are all the hand tools you need. Now, something that does come in handy that you may want is a tool like this. This is a stitching pony. I did a review of this tool also. This one is from the Dream Factory. You can find that on my channel. Be sure to check that out if you're interested. Another high quality tool. I use this on literally every project. This isn't a 100% have to have item. You can saddle stitch, in your lap or on your work table, but this really works as a third hand for you, so highly recommended if you have one. Okay, now what I've done is I went ahead and pre-sewn a few lines here just to show you guys what the stitch looks like, and in comparing it from the 3.38, which is what this is, to a 3.85, which is the difference between 7 stitches per inch and 6 stitches per inch. Here you can see the shape that's left. It's a nice shape. It's very consistent. The stitch, it rocks from the bottom up, bottom up, bottom up, giving you that nice zigzag all the way across. And you notice here, we have that also on the back side. And a lot of people struggle to get that nice clean saddle stitch on the back. All right, with my work area cleaned off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pricking iron with the 8 teeth, straddle this line, And then once I've got it lined up, I'm going to hold it 90 degrees. Give it a couple good whacks. And you want to kind of feel it and make sure that you're all the way through. So if we look, we can tell that we've pierced all the way through. Now, a mistake people make here, don't start wiggling this to try to get it out. I use a little tool like this. This one's made out of acrylic, but I also have one that I 3D print that I make and sell if anybody needs one. But the purpose of this tool is you slide it underneath or around your tines, kind of press down on it, and now I can just rock this back, and now I'm able to cleanly get my my chisel out without wiggling it back and forth and widening my holes. So now that we've got our stitching line set up, I'm just going to pull off a little bit of thread here. The same thing on the other side. Lock that in. All right. So as you can see, we've got our needles prepped for the saddle stitch. That's one piece of string, 2 needles. We have our holes right here. And this isn't any different as if we had 2 pieces of leather like this. The technique's exactly the same. We would just make sure that we punched our holes through both pieces of material. I've got you set up overhead, so hopefully this way you'll be able to get a better view of what I'm doing on both sides. Now on my right side over here, where my right hand is, this is our grain side. This is our finished piece of the veg tan leather. So I'll refer to this as the front. And then back here on my left hand, this is the flesh side. So I'll refer to this as the back. First thing we'll do is we'll go to the hole furthest away from us, and my diamonds are at an angle like this, like a forward slash. So the bottom is closest to me and the point's going away from me at an angle. So what we want to do is we want to go through the first hole, and we want to just pull and kind of even up our our string. Now I like to go through the right side, the front, and then I come around to the back. I'm going to enter, then I'm going to grab with this, and I'm going to go over top, and then I pull it through, bring it back, and I catch it like this. And what I'm doing is I'm pulling the thread to the upper portion of that slash. Now I'm going to take the needle on my right hand, I'm going to put it through the bottom, as you can see. Now I'm taking the string that's around my thumb, I'm going to drop that right over top. So now this needle is going in between that. Now pull it through. Now what you want to do here is with your left hand, you want to pull up, and then with your right hand, you want to pull down at an angle. And then let's check and make sure that we still are lined up. Okay, so again, we just want to repeat what we just did. So we'll go through on the right, on the front to open up the hole. Then we go through the back. I go on top, pull it through, catch it with my thumb, pull it back and away from me, go through the bottom, and I'll slide this over top. And then with my left hand, I pull up, my right hand, I pull down. You'll feel it kind of slide into place, and you just want to give it even tension. That even tension and following the same method every time is what will allow you to get nice, consistent stitching throughout your project. And pulling it up at that angle like that, it just helps make sure I don't get caught and pierce my thread that's already going through the hole. But as you see, as you do this, you'll just kind of get a rhythm to it. It doesn't really take all that long. As you can see, pierce through the front. Now, if you move it, make sure you're moving it in the direction of the hole, so the diagonal. So I'll go in through the back, push it through, take this needle, put it on top, making a cross, pull that through. Now I catch this loop, hold the needle here, and as you can see, I'm pulling it up. I now come into the bottom of the slant, take the loop, drop it over, pull up, left hand, down with the right hand. Nice, even, consistent every time. And we've only got one stitch left. And then I'll show you how we finish off a row. And don't worry about speed. Speed will come as you get a little more experience with the stitching. Just keeping everything the same and having good consistency is more important than speed. So, as you can see, I have finished the row, and you notice nice, consistent stitches all the way around there. I like to back stitch at least 2. So we want to do the opposite of what we were doing before. So I'm going to start with my right needle. I'm going to come to the bottom. I'm going to pull it through. And then I'm going to take this and kind of pull it down away from me. Then we'll come in with my left needle towards the top. I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to take this. I'm going to drop that over. Nice, even consistency. And then I'll take the one through the front. I'll take that through the next hole to get everything to the back. All right, now once I've done that, we'll go ahead and loosen. We finished the row of stitching, and we now have both strings back on the back. Pattern, the little zigzag coming down, up, down, up, down, up, and that follows the entire stitch line. So as you can see, guys, that's all there really is to getting a nice, consistent stitch line for your project. Just make sure, you measure out enough string to start with. I didn't cover that. That's normally 4 to 6 times the length of your stitch line. All right, guys, now with the demonstration out of the way, I hope that helped clear up some questions on how I do the saddle stitch. But now that that's done, what do we think of these pricking irons, or diamond chisels as they're also called? Comparing these to some of the others that I have to say these rank right up there with the Wuda brand that I was using before. It's nice and solid. It's very thick up here in the handle, which I like the look of that. It doesn't feel cheap. They've even rounded off the edges here at the top to make it more comfortable to hold. I've been using these for about 3 weeks now. I've used it on various different projects. Used this on a set of watch straps that I made. Stitching again was with black 0.6 millimeter tiger thread. The results were phenomenal. I'm really impressed with the with the quality of the stitch that you can get out of it. Very consistent, it's very, very professional looking. So guys, if you do like these, you will find a link to the Sense website. It's their Etsy site. You'll find that in the description below, along with a link directly to the chisels here. You can buy these as a set, or I'm pretty sure you can buy these individually, whatever it is that suits your needs. But with all this being said, guys, I hope this was an entertaining and informative video. If you liked anything about it, please give us a giant thumbs up and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. And guys, be on the lookout for more videos to come. Thanks, y'all.